Alrighty, now we go to our discussions on the discretionary fund applications. And the first one up is Child Playworks Charitable Trust. It's to contribute to the operating expenses, and they have asked for $1,500.
Can I just,
sorry.
Can I interrupt you, Mr. Chair? So just for the point of clarification, we've got applications seeking just under 45,000, and we've got funding totaling 59,000. Why don't we just say yes to them all?
Well,
is there going to be a second round? Like
yes.
Well, is there?
I don't know. That's up to the new board, isn't it?
So are we going to set our game rules before we start?
I think we, in fairness for the incoming board, they need to have some money, don't they?
It's June, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So how much are we going to set aside then? How much do we want to allocate?
In the past, we have. Sorry, Ange, you have a go.
I was just going to say I worked on approximately 25 for mine as a starting place, which left 9,000 over for their own projects and still 25 for a second round, because I thought, I didn't double check this, but I thought that the idea of the two funding rounds was set as that was set as the way that the discretionary fund was going to be allocated from now, that it wasn't actually up to the new community board to make that call. Have I got that wrong, Kieran?
Technically, we can't.
Look, the discretionary fund is there for the Te Awamutu Community Board to use as they will. This is the start of the financial year. The financial year ends 30 June next year. So, and I am certainly intending to do another round, because it is advertised that there will be two rounds of discretionary fund applications.
Yeah, so it's advertised that there will be two rounds. Yes.
Can I suggest we actually do divvy out quite a bit of this though, because people need it now, and leave a smaller portion for that second round. So on sort of thinking 15 to 18.
Yeah, but then you can argue that the next round they need it now. Those ones need it now, don't they? So this is the issue with having two rounds.
Okay, I'll go for 18. I'll go for 18. But so, what do others think?
Yeah. So what's
Richard, just a note too that there's a number of applicants here that have got Cambridge, and they're going to Cambridge Community Board as well as a premier. So we've got to make note of that all the way through, so they have other sources as well coming in on this.
Yeah.
I don't know, when we usually do it, do we say a total amount at the beginning? Not usually. We just go through it one by one.
No.
We do?
No, we certainly, yeah, we usually have a bit of a ballpark, at least a guideline to keep us within where we're at. And like I'm probably, because I hadn't included the Rotary, but my total was around about 8.5, but that was before the Rotary. So I'm probably sitting at around about 20 with mine, ballpark at the moment.
But like Lou said, you know, there's one that's Cambridge based and can't show.
Yeah, well, I've given them less.
Here. Well, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, if we do a total, that's fine. But yeah, I've written down exactly how much I'll give everybody.
And we also have to take into account that we've just given up to another $1,000 out tonight as well. So
see how we go.
Yeah. On top of
that could probably come out of the 9.
Yep. All right. So we're as clear as anything, aren't we? Shall we start?
As per usual.
Hey? Goodness gracious. Here we go. So we'll start with Child Playworks, and they are applying to Cambridge as well. So they're asking for $1,500. Where do we go?
Aren't they as well?
Yeah.
It doesn't show the-
So we'll start with you, Lou.
Well, we've received $500 in the 2021 group. So they received $500 in 2021, and they're asking for this, and this is to contribute to operating expenses. And I would not go much further than that original 500, give them, that's it.
Okay. Susan,
Yeah, I'm with Luke.
500.
0.
Okay.
500.
Ange,
Yeah, I was 500 too, because they do a great job, and I know it's admin, but and we can't afford to give them more, but $500.
I was going 250. Go on average.
You get lots of little odd sums, so.
Yeah.
So the average is 375.
375. Okay.
375.
Children First Charitable Trust, and that's also one that's applying to Cambridge, and they also
That
got a
one was
grant.
taken out, wasn't it? Because they got money from something else.
That is correct. Yes, they got funding. Children First, yes. Children, they got funding from the COVID-19 Recovery Fund for
They did.
exactly the same project. So
okay.
Went through, so I would
Sorry.
say that's excluded.
Okay, so there we are. Cool. That was easy, wasn't it?
Saving money everywhere.
Yeah.
CAB.
Okay, CAB. Yeah, they're asking for $2,725.48. Luke,
Well, they do a great job in the society, and a lot of old elderly people, and people utilise their services. So I was quite happy to go and just take the 725 off, just a couple of grand there. They do a great service, and they are Chairperson centric.
Yeah.
This is going totally to Chairperson.
Susan.
Yeah, look, I think they're rock stars there, so I'm happy with that. The only proviso being that we gave them funding under the COVID Recovery Fund too, didn't we?
No,
Didn't we?
No, they
No,
wanted
not
they
this
wanted a
one.
printer, I think.
Hang on.
And that came out of our discretionary fund last time.
If I get through the chair, so the recovery fund that was allocated on Tuesday, their citizens advice did receive money, but not
Did they?
for this project.
Oh, okay, different
That was
project.
quite separate.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm all for
Thank you
it.
for that.
Actually, for the print.
When that was pulled back and then it was.
That's right. Now, sorry, I'm getting bored.
Sorry, Ange, that was just Corinne clarifying that the CAB did get funding under the COVID Recovery Fund, but it was for a different project.
just
Okay.
be
Quick
aware,
clarification.
there are a number of
Thanks.
projects, organisations who did receive funding from the COVID-19 Recovery Fund or applied for, but that all, in all cases, with the exception of Children First, were for different projects.
Okay.
Excellent, thanks. Thanks.
So we don't need to worry about that.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm full
Lovely.
amount for that for them.
So Susan, are you the full amount? Jill.
I'm the full amount too, surprised, but I'd also like to comment that when we give them the money, they've spent quite a bit on newspaper advertising and nobody's reading the paper these days. So better to do it on Facebook and stop the advertising of the paper.
That I've just hemorrhaged money for ads.
Haven't seen it yet.
All righty, Kane.
2000.
2,000, Kane. Ange.
Well, it looks like I'm the stooge in this round. I wanted to give them more, but so I could give everybody else what I kind of wanted to do, I had to slip them back to 1,500. But they do a really great job, and I appreciate everything they do down there.
I've got 2.5.
I'll raise mine to 2. Just to round up.
So that's given us a $2,325.16.
So,
16 cents.
Right, conflict.
So I
ComSafe.
have a conflict, so I'm muting myself.
Okay. Luke.
I can see what it says, and I haven't been in the railroad committees and all the rest, but these people do a great job. Assisting the poor as well, so.
4,000, Susan.
Yeah, I'm the whole kit and caboodle. Like you, Lou, I believe they do amazing stuff in the community, and regrettably, central government's not really piling many resources into this space or enough to get on top of the issues of increased crime. So if we have to take the bull by the horns and try and do it ourselves, then let's give them the assistance that they need to do that job more safely for them all.
Cool.
Yeah,
Jill?
I'm the 4,000 as well.
Okay.
Just want to check on the acknowledgement. There was no acknowledgement. Is that correct? That didn't come through. Is that accurate? Yeah.
For acknowledgement, you mean
Just
For the
Accountability, yep.
accountability.
Yes, so that came through today.
That I came through.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all good. Yep, that's all good. I'm $3,000 for that one.
Yeah, well, and just not in, and I'm $3,000.
18,000.
4,000.
Excellent.
2 3s.
Might put one of these.
not 1,800.
The maths isn't working.
Maths wasn't your greatest.
How does 3,600 sound?
Much better.
About right. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
that sounds good.
Okay. Diabetes New Zealand. They're asking for $600. You're also asking Poromia in Cambridge as well.
I said the full amount for that.
You're at the end of the line.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, we'll start with you then.
Sorry,
Kate.
yeah, sorry, Richard. 600. Yeah.
Do something different.
Yeah, my up 300.
300. Okay, Susan.
I'm the Grinch. I said nothing.
Okay.
Mainly because they're a big outfit. You know, it's not local yokel.
Luke.
I'm a little bit like Susan. Sorry, Susan turned it off. I think she might have left it on.
Sorry.
I'm a little bit like Susan on this one because these larger organisations use a lot of their money or capitate the money we give to operation at a national level. But I've dropped it down to $300. Okay. We gave them that last year. We'll do that again this year.
Yeah. Ange.
Yeah, I went with 500, and it was more because of the how specific they were about that youth education. And I know that type 1 diabetes is a pretty tricky thing to deal with and pretty invasive. And the fact that it was one-on-one, so I sort of felt that the people in our area were getting the benefit of that money. So yeah, I said 500.
Okay, and I say 300.
333.33.
Just round it up to 4.
Rounded up to $400.
Yeah, I won't feel so grinchy then.
Well, I might be careful on the rounding yet.
Yeah. Okay.
0, so I'm chucking in however many cents it is to go up to 400.
All right. Girl Guiding New Zealand, they are wanting $3,000 for hall hire assistance, which they're asking from you as well.
There's a bit of inflation on the 1,700, so I'm going to
Okay, let's start with you.
2,000.
2,000, Kane.
Yep.
I've got
Jill?
1,500.
Susan.
Sorry. Yeah. 3,000.
3,000.
Yeah, on the whole lot.
Okay.
I know this organisation does an immense job with the young women in our community, and unfortunately, they've got to pay this to the Scout Hall to the Scouts Association because they own the hall. So it's just something. It's an operating expense, I realise, but I'm with 3,000. I think they do a marvellous job in the community.
Ange.
I think they do an amazing job, and I would love to say give them the whole lot, but I'm only going to go to 2. Sorry, Girl Guides, I love everything you do, but I've got to spread it the love.
With yeah, the Scouts are the ones that are benefiting from this. There are a huge number of halls around the town and the district. Surely there might be another hall that they could utilise.
It's having the storage.
Yeah, but they've all got, yeah, if they because that's going to be increasing, isn't
I
it?
read the article, if you read the background to it, they just said that they felt that that hall was a safe location and for the girls. So they were quite emphatic in what she wrote about that.
Oh, well, okay. I've actually got $2,000 for them.
Well, that's right. That'll get them up to around 2.5, won't it? If there's lots of 3s and a couple of 2s.
2250.
Oh, take the easy ones,
He hasn't eaten it yet.
Okay, House of Science, New Zealand Charitable Trust. They're asking for $5,000 for 2 kits for the schools. Also asking Cambridge and Prongia. And we have assisted them in the past, often, actually. So they often come to us for 1 kit, but they've come for 2 this year, I believe. So where are we at, Ange?
Well, I've said yes to 1 kit, so 2.5, because it is an awesome service they provide. And yeah, I'd love to see it keep going and help them out, at least with 1, but I don't think we can afford to be doing 2.
Susan.
So I'm just looking at their application. It's 5,000 combined from 3 boards.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, on page 166.
Oh, did I miss?
Yeah, no, that's what. Yeah.
So
But
it's not
it's on
5,000
ours.
all up. They want 5,000 from the whole district. So
Oh, okay.
they've not done a breakdown. So I guess, do you divide 5,000 by 3?
Yeah.
What's the Prongia going to give back today?
So what's that? I'll drop mine
Prongia
back.
has 10,000 for the whole year, doesn't it?
2, 2
So-
and 1.
2,
2,
2, 2 and 1.
I'd be happy with 2.
What is it? 2,100.
Well,
No, no,
I'm picking it's probably 2, 2, 1 if you think about the
Yeah.
population.
Cambridge,
Actually, no, they're
Cambridge
probably
and
3.
Tiamat 2,000 and
3, 2,
Prongia
1.
1. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sort
To
of
get
thing.
to 5.
It's
Yeah.
more than that, isn't it? I'm going to take that 2.5.
Yeah.
All right, change
So
me
you
to
still-
2 then.
You want to change it to 2?
Yeah.
Kane, you're 2.5?
Oh,
You got 3.
That's like,
Goodness, I'm not asking you again. You just go up
We
$500
only
every
need
time you
to.
look.
We should give them 1. I think we should give them 1.
Across the whole district though. They want 5 grand from the whole district.
I know, but Prongia's probably only going to give them 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Jill,
they've asked Cambridge.
how are you
and
at?
kids here.
2,000.
Susan.
You've said 3? I'm saying 1 to bring his down.
Lou.
And on
I'm
2.
gonna
And on 2,000.
And this is going to be easy for you, Brad. I'm going 2. How do you work that one out?
So we get 1,935.
So what was
It's $2,000.
Okay.
I love it when it
Kids in Need Waikato is a contribution to the cost of care
Oh,
packs.
yeah.
They're asking $3,000. They're also asking from Cambridge. Lou.
I look, we gave them 850 last year. Sorry, so we gave them 850 last year, so I thought about them. They do a reasonably good job within the community. So I was going to stick for $1,000,
Job.
just to increase with inflation, offer them $1,000.
Okay. Susan.
Yeah, I'll go 1,000 too.
Jill.
1,000.
Okay.
We go 1,800.
Ange.
Yeah, I've gone with 1,500. They do a great job, and there are plenty of Te Awamutu and Kihi families that use these people.
Okay, and I'll go 1,000.
$1,216.67.
I'll see you 1,000, raise it 500.
216. Well, I'm 1,250.
No, just bear with me.
Shall we round it up to 1,250?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Kiki Domains Sports Incorporated contribute to the gas, the cleaning and computer supplies. They're wanting $1,940. Lou, Yep.
This is an organisation that does quite a good job out there. They do, and they keep the current stand and all that thing. So there's a lot of things done there. So I'd give them the 1940. They're a volunteer organisation, so they don't get paid or anything.
no, leave it on for Susan.
Yeah, they pay a caretaker though. We pay wages for a caretaker.
Caretaker,
Yeah.
but not the computers. They're acting what contribution to gas, cleaning,
Yeah.
and computer supplies. This is operational expenditure.
All right, I'll go with what they want.
Jill? Yep.
1,500, thank you.
Okay. Full amount. Ange?
Yeah, absolutely the full amount. They do a great job and we're really lucky to have a bunch of people out there looking after the domain. So
yeah,
more than happy to pay that for them.
Not just one sporting code at all. Either.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to go with the whole lot.
So that came to 1,866 and 67.
1900?
Oh, you might as well make it 1940.
Oh, well, that's what they wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You okay with that, Jill?
Done.
Jill was the one that was.
Yeah,
you happy with
1940,
that?
yeah.
Cool.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure?
Yeah.
Brad's got the answer.
Brad's got 2,000. Carry the weight.
Okay, Loving Arms Charitable Trust. They're asking for $3,000 for cartons to transport clothes and equipment to families of newborns. I've seen, we supported them with the boxes last, I think it was the last round, wasn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, and they are, yeah, the boxes are excellent. And yeah, what they give out is yeah,
They go
I'm
all
just,
way the white day, don't they?
I'm just
that
struggling
is-
with
that
this.
is
a
the
bit.
issue.
I'm just struggling with it a little bit because the lady gave a great presentation. I think what they do is absolutely wonderful. But when I looked at their bank statements, they've got plenty of money. So, yeah.
Okay, where are you at, Ange?
Yeah, well, they do a great job, and I want to support this because obviously the cartons are a really good thing. But I've given them $2,000 at the moment. But
Okay,
Your second.
2. Jill?
0.
Susan?
2.
Luke?
I see that they've had 2,200 in 21 and they had 1,200 in 2020, but I'll go for 2,000 because I think that they've got 35 deliveries on a weekly basis. So
Yeah, it is. It is great work that they do.
it'd be good if they
And
could
the
encourage
future,
people
like-
to recycle their boxes, that they got them back maybe, so that they weren't, like I know they get left in the homes, but I don't know, maybe they could find a way to repurpose them.
It's probably not the easiest.
I think what registered most with me, Ange, was the fact that this was a husband and wife
Oh
operation.
yeah, they do an amazing job. Shani and Jamie are just awesome. They've got 9 kids of their own as well.
Yeah.
So, big family to look after, huge hearts.
Yeah.
They are just
Okay.
amazing, and they're looking
I'm
at doing
giving
extra stuff as
2
well.
as well.
So
And
it's,
it's local, it's Rickett Road. Hey, we got to look after our own.
so it's 1,666 and 67 cents.
17.
100. Happy with going up to 17?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. MS Waikato contribute to operating expenses. 750 is what they're asking for. They're also going for Cambridge and Prongia. And there are, as was Janet said,
Yeah.
she said that there are 19 families in Te Awamutu.
Yep.
So, Okay. Ange, where you at?
500.
500? Kane? Full amount? Jill?
Yeah, full amount.
Susan?
It's great, isn't it?
It's got to be the full amount.
Yeah, full amount. They haven't really sought much.
Lou?
Buckle.
Once again, through the chair, I look at a thing like this and they do a community service, which is not done otherwise. So I went the full amount as well.
Okay, I actually had them down for 500. We'll see where that sits at.
666 and 67 cents.
I might as well just put them up to 750.
750.
750.
I'm
Okay.
happy to go with that. I was just penny pinching to try and stretch it everywhere else.
Alrighty,
I'm blowing my budget now.
Association for the purchase of a washer and dryer for sports uniforms.
Well, this
They're
is a capital.
asking for $2,713.04.
So I've just got a comment there. What happened to the days when the parents used to take turns each week and take the uniforms home to wash and bring them back the next week? And also, if they went to, that's the full price for a washing machine and dryer if they wanted to use it there. But I'm sure if they went to one of our local businesses, Heathcote's, Noel Leeming's, Mitre 10, they'd get one for half price or less. Yeah, or strawberry, yeah. But they could be getting one less. Yeah. Strawbridges have given them a quote, but some of the others could do a lot cheaper than that. Yeah.
Has anybody been into the big Rukahia trade zone
Yeah.
and had a look through? And there's commercial dryers,
Yeah.
commercial washing machines,
Yeah.
a long way cheaper than that. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so where are we at?
It just feels like a bit of a luxury for me. And I agree with you, Jill. I mean, I wash my kids' shirts when they come home, and you just don't want your kid to be player of the day because that's when you get the bloody jerseys, right?
I had it for years.
Don't
Yeah.
play well, so don't need to be
Yeah.
washing your clothes. No, look, in all honesty, I can appreciate that they're, you know, that it would make their lives easier, but I guess in this climate, there are probably potentially social sort of services that are a bit more meritorious in my view. So it's nothing from me.
Could I suggest that we ask them to come back to us, because I would like to support this, but come back with a couple of quotes at the next round, because it is coming into summer now, isn't it? So
Yeah.
they don't need it now, do they?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, pretty clever there,
Yeah,
Kate.
smart.
Summer,
Oh.
he did ask. It's summer now, though, isn't it? They still need the assurance.
I don't know
Did you
when
hear
the
it
season
raining
finishes.
before? Yeah.
You should wear a t-shirt the whole year.
Hey, man, I'm not Brad, right?
Sorry, you can count. You can count.
Yeah, I can count round here.
But he
Sorry,
could,
mate.
good point. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like that too.
I think that's an excellent idea. And just to make a contribution to this, there are commercial cleaners out there that operate on a weekly basis that will do the job at a weekly charge. So
Mums.
Mhm.
I think that probably would end up being more expensive though, Lou.
in the long term, not in the short term.
I mean, it is probably a large group of people that we're helping here, right? But it's more just the price, like get more quotes. And,
Yep. No, good idea. Okay, Tiamutu Chamber of Commerce, they want to upgrade.
So I'm thinking out,
Okay. Upgrade membership and event management system. They want $2,162.78. Where are we at, Lou?
The Chamber of Commerce is actually rebooted, and I think since Shane's got in there, they're doing quite a marvellous job in the community. And I can understand, because the RSA is going through the same thing. We've got to get our membership and management system up to date. I can see Mr. John over there would think. Since saying that, I say a couple of grand and just put two into that,
Okay.
because I think it will actually assist us later on for them to be able to communicate with the membership on a regular basis and to our advantage sometimes.
Susan.
Yeah, look, I actually have a bit of a problem with this one because don't correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't Chambers of Commerce membership model based? And should be self-sustaining and self-funding on that basis. I just struggle with it. It just sort of doesn't look right in here. So it's a no from me.
Okay. Yep. Joel.
I'm in between both of them. I actually think we could look at it next time because the actual system, I agree they would like to do a system and upgrade their membership, but the system that they showed us and gave an example of, I thought wasn't that great, that they could maybe go to somewhere else and get another quote from somebody else to do it.
Yeah, I would like to support them. Perhaps we'd need them to come along and give us a bit of a spiel as to how it's going to benefit in a better way. Maybe that's going to be a better demonstration or something.
Okay.
But I would like to support them because I think they're doing a
You
good
just
job.
want some more information.
Yeah, a bit more information, I think, yeah.
Okay, I think that's
And to get another quote, because that one,
fair.
really
They can,
amateur,
I think
yeah.
that's probably a good idea. Okay, Tiamutu Community Health Transport Trust, wanting $1,600 for 2 new
Totally in
wheelchairs.
support.
Thank you, Lou.
Yeah,
One, two,
100%. Yep.
We'll probably take your old wheelchairs too for the hurricane. For you to come in, Richard.
Not quite yet.
John.
Not quite yet. I'll get a mobility scooter first.
What a burn.
Full.
The whole lot,
Everyone.
the whole lot.
The whole
Benj.
lot.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely the whole lot. That ticks all the
Yep,
boxes
and
for
for
me
me.
for that one.
Easy peasy, eh?
Wasn't even very much relative to, you know.
No, that's quite reasonable for a wheelchair.
Compared to a dryer, washer and dryer.
Good look at the quotes.
Yeah.
It was good.
Okay, Tiamutu Toy Library contribute to toy librarian wages.
There's a
Is that something that we?
I think if this is something we want to support, that's be a bit of a one-off, and it's like, you know, if you're going to do this, you have to become self-sustainable. If it's just what they need to kind of kick it over the edge, then do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's a discussion we've had before.
Yeah, I think we've said this before about them, and we questioned whether it was a model that was actually going to
Sustainable.
Going to survive.
that whole, maybe that was in the height of COVID when, the whole idea of sharing stuff probably was out of fashion. But yeah, I wonder if, I kind of agree with you.
It's going to save families money though, isn't it? So I mean, it's a good thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like the fact that the endorsement has been given through the Waste Minimisation Fund in terms of supporting it from that avenue. That kind of gave it an authenticity in terms of its longevity for me, but I would like to think that this would only be one-off and they'll find other ways of making it sustainable.
So I'll support the full amount with if we can add that to the letter that goes out to them, that would be great. Yeah.
Jill,
Yeah, same, full amount. Yep.
Susan, Lou, Ange.
Oh, well, I can't really be the Grinch, can I? I was only going to give them 1,000.
We're going to get to the end and we're
All right.
No, well, I was, you're giving
I've
them
really blown my budget.
I was only going to give them 1,000 because we shouldn't be contributing to wages.
Yeah, that was that was mine
this
too.
is-
I didn't really want to get into that wage area too much.
With the explanation that we were given on Michelle, it may make things work for them. Hopefully it does, but I will still stick with the 1,000.
And you still 1,000 or a
1,000
or 1,000?
Nah, because you declined the chamber, so there's a bit of money there now. So I'll go up to 2 for them and give them a leg up. It's not a handout, it's a hand up.
1833.333.
Oh, come on, Richard. Make it two.
So 1833.33.
He's tough, isn't he?
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey,
Years breaking it down.
just a real quick one though. Did they do the accountability?
No, they only received their funding just recently. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, that's all.
that was a timing issue.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, little theatre.
Did you want to?
That's all right then.
Yeah. So that makes it, yes. Yes, oh, just an absolute, yeah, you guys are just killing me. That's why I'm not standing again, because I'm getting thrashed. Yeah. Okay, Te Amiru Little Theatre, $1,500 to contribute to royalties for production of Shirley Valentine. Good old Shirley.
This is the
You
only
know
one.
Shirley?
No, I don't.
No, I don't either.
No, I must be a heathen. I've got no idea.
Yeah.
No, A Shirley though. Yeah,
You do know Shirley?
yeah, I got one A Shirley.
Oh.
We won't go there.
This
Thank
is
you.
Shirley,
Shall we?
Shirley, which is called Shirley. She's Australian. On the end of the phone. No, I'm serious.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, get serious, you lot.
This is sorry. This is the only arts one, isn't it? So I'd go the full 1,500 for this.
And I am too. I'm 1,500. These guys do a great job on a sniff of an oily rag. I kind of wish they'd asked us to pay for 2 or 3 expensive lights and use their other money to pay for their accountability. But, you know, this is a help, and it means that the show's going to go on. And lots of people love it. 1,500.
Your full amount.
Lisa. Full amount, Blue?
Yeah, my reasoning for that too is that it's totally to the Awamutu thing, totally community centric. So, and they, as you say, they do a great job at art and they,
I will support it to the 1,500 as well, but perhaps if we note that maybe next time they could apply for something a little more well, not appropriate, but something that's
Equipment or something.
equipment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stuff we can
Cool. Easy. Cool.
No, it's like, oh. Sorry.
Okay, Te Amiru Rugby Sports and Recreation Club. Okay, thanks, Lou. Supply and installation of further CCTV cameras. $3,005.
You're the expert on CCTV, Richard. What's the situation? Do they need it?
They've got plenty. haven't
This cameras are always needed. It's the only way that,
Deterrence.
well, it's not going to stop crime, but it's going to solve some of it. So if it can be helped, it may deter some as well, but yeah.
Okay, we're starting with Karen. Where you go?
Can I hear Angie's views, because she's involved with CCTV as well?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that what they're proposing, and coincidentally, I spoke with Terry Johnson, who's helping them plan all this, and what it sounds like they're going to do has got multiple benefit, you know, like, so you'll be able to get some view down that blimmin' not Scout Lane. Oh, what do they call the lane at the back of? It is Scout Lane, down the back of the warehouse.
Yeah.
You know, down the back of the warehouse.
The warehouse. Oh,
Yeah, and in around parts of their building that that they do have trouble with, and that, you know, like, we'll often drive up in there in a patrol car and try and have a poke around, and you can't see. So from that side of it, yeah, I think it's a really good investment, and it's got. And as they've said in their application, it has got that wider benefit to the community. And as I say, Terry was talking about it the other night from that sharing perspective, without knowing that they were going to be applying to community board for funding. So it wasn't like he was saying it to try and grease me up in any way. So yeah, definitely.
So you the full amount?
So am I the full amount? Oh, well, no, I wanted to hear what everybody else thought about how much to give them, because again,
I'm asking you first.
My money.
Sorry? Yes, I support it because, yeah, the full amount, because
I'll be full amount then too.
I've seen their original cameras and they are very, very good.
Excellent. Okay.
So,
Well,
Yep,
on
I'll go
your
full.
recommendation, I'll go full as well.
okay, thank you, Susan.
I'll upgrade mine.
Jill?
I've got 15. Turn your microphone on.
Can you put the
Microphone on, Jill.
1,500.
Kane?
Full amount.
Full amount? Okay.
That 2704.
2704. What are we going to do with, well, they wanted 5. $3,005.
Full amount. Oh, I don't,
No, it's not over to me. Are we going to round it up or round it down? 2004, 2,704.
2,700.
Yeah, 2000.
Okay,
27?
happy with that? 27.
Okay, cool.
Okay. True Colours Children's Health Trust contribute to phone and travel costs. You're wanting $1,500, also going to Cambridge and Parongia.
Yeah, I've just given them 500.
Okay.
I like what they do, but again, sort of more phones and fuel and
Okay. 500.
500.
Susan.
I'm trying to find the page, hold the line, caller.
Lou?
253 students, 47% rural,
Yeah, 40%.
and it's all over the, it's not
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah, 500.
500, Lou?
I'm on 500 as well.
And so am I. So I would imagine that would be 500. Goodness gracious. Cool. Okay, Waikato Community Hospice Trust. For a contribution to the shop lease, $2,000.
yeah, I've just given them 1,000. I'm happy to help a bit, but they turn over a fair bit of money in that shop.
I think we declined them in the April round
Oh,
for
okay.
the same application.
Wasn't that because we were looking at, nationally they had a lot of money, but we're just trying to focus on that shop. Yeah.
Kane, where are you at? 1,500? Okay.
1,000.
1,000. Susan?
Yeah, great.
A grand?
Yeah, I'll go 1,500.
I'll go 1,000.
What's our running total now?
We'll wait.
Just got one more.
We might.
Who'd you miss?
Oh, I got 1,000, I got 1,500,
That's
I got 1,000, I got
$1,166 and 67 cents.
1,000. Can make it 1,000.
You're pretty good at maths, Bree.
Hey, Kieran, what's our total?
Hang on.
Hang on, we'll finish this one first because this is our last one.
Rotary to
Oh, I
go.
just wondered where we were coming up to, heading into the last one.
1,500 from Kane, 1,000 from Anne, 2,000 from Richard, which comes to $1,166.67.
It's all right, I missed a thing, so I didn't give a.
Are you wanting to keep it at the amount or do you want to round it?
How much
What
was
are
it?
we? 1,000?
$1,166.57.
Oh, who does 1,160? 1,100.
Yeah, 1,100?
Yep.
Happy with that, people?
1,100?
Yeah.
100?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now Rotary?
No, Rotary is later on as a
Yeah,
late
this is
item.
this is a different item.
So just at this point, you have spent $25,990.16.
Oh, that's good.
Should we round that up to 20? No.
Where does the 16 guys come
Um,
from? I suppose, do you want me to read it right through?
No, that's all right. The Citizens Advice Bureau is the one that has got the odd numbers on it.
48 cents.
What's the?
Someone had 3333 or something.
So
I thought we rounded it to
around that, or are we
2,300.
happy to leave it as a 23,
No, I don't.
25, 16? Leave it as it is?
It is what it is.
Okay, cool. Rightio, thank you very much. There'll be some happy people out there, hopefully.
So just got Rotary. So
Good work, team.
Chairperson's
So
report.
now
We do need a resolution to allocate these
Yes, we
funds,
do.
please.
Okay, who would like to move that? Thank you, Lou. Seconded, Susan. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried. Thank you very much. It's quite a big chunk of paper out of the way, I think. Okay, next thing on the agenda is the chairperson's report.
Okie dokie. So you'll see there that I've attended the Ram Raids meeting, And one of the frustrations that the retailers are saying that they are experiencing is trying to get information from council in a timely manner. I have had a discussion with Brian, and he's been pretty helpful and sent me back some emails and things like that. But I suppose I'm keen to make a recommendation to put something a little bit more formal in place. Brian said that they would be happy to put together an information flyer with what steps and criteria they need to take, and just to support the retailers, because it's really tough out there. I mean, for crying out loud, the last one, when they did Spark, apparently they took half a dozen phones, and that was pretty much it. The whole thing was about likes on TikTok. So it's becoming a real problem that they're not, it's not just certain shops they're targeting. They're just targeting whatever shop they can drive into, pretty much. So just wondering what everybody thinks about that, and whether you would be happy that community board show the retailers support through making a formal recommendation to council to make sure that this does happen, and can provide them with some actual solid information that can speed up that process.
Lou.
Yeah, I was at that same meeting with you, and we were given disinformation in the fact that they said that Noel Leemings didn't comply. But what I've been told today at our council meeting that it did comply. So that and
yeah.
So I'm standing here and saying, well, we've got to be a bit careful. Some of these disallowed maybe are not as accurate as they said at the meeting.
And I did wonder that too, which was another reason why I thought that if it's on a flyer, it's there in black and white, and there's no, oh, this said was, or that was said, because the thing with the Noel Leeming one is that they ended up setting the security bars into their part of the building. So Brian was saying it didn't matter how they could make it as high as they wanted. There is no criteria for them to be a certain height. So I think someone's got wind of something and gone off a little bit half-cocked on that. So that's where having an actual piece of information. They also, someone at that same meeting also commented that they hadn't had any luck with getting any straight answers from council. So I thought, well, this again stops that from being a problem. There's an A4 information sheet. This is how you go about getting bollards. This is, the process that you will need to take. This is the department you need to talk to, or this is where you send the information, and it's all nicely, clearly spelt out. They can send those out to the retailers, or they can be readily available to give out if anyone wants to make further inquiries. But the retailers are very keen to be proactive and actually, once we've got some information, to actually deliver those to all of the retailers, so they've actually got that information at hand if they choose to put in bollards or can convince their landlords to put in the bollards.
That new vape store in
the vape
Alexandra
store.
Street, how on earth did they put those in? Are they...
So I don't...
Sort of thing to be council approved or not?
Yeah, no. So they're not. So, but from what I understand, they're not in. They're kind of
glued.
They're decoys.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I believe that is being addressed. That I think that someone's probably gone to see them about those.
Yeah.
Just to explain, perhaps through your chair, just to explain that Andrew's comment that they've actually mounted them on top of pavers.
Yeah.
They don't penetrate right through. They're concreted onto the paver, but they're not attached solidly underneath the paver. So you just flip the paver and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are the young people, would they be up by now, those little Ram Raiders? They're probably not ready for action. No, I don't think that'd be their priority, would it? So, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I'm happy to move the recommendation as it appears in the Angie's report. I think this is going to be an increasing problem, and regrettably for our community, and we really have to do as much as we can to try and put barriers in their way. Not that I want our town to look like some kind of fortified mess, but I completely understand the need for these people's livelihoods to be protected. So yeah, so it's one small thing we can do, then I'm supportive. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second my recommendation.
All righty. All in favour?
Aye.
All in favour?
I would also just like to add, and as a comment to what Susan said, that the retailers are trying to get some quotes and things to be able to have more standardised bollards, so it doesn't end up looking like a dog's breakfast, because they don't want that to happen either. So they're looking. There was a guy that had come along to a meeting who was quite keen to do some designs, but that's sort of sitting a bit in no man's land. So they've actually found another place that they're going to go and approach and see if they can get some standardized bollards that the retailers can then choose from. So that hopefully is work in progress that will happen alongside this. So on to the boy races.
No, we've got something that we need to address.
Under Standing Order 4.2 of the Community Board Standing Orders, no meeting can sit more than 3 hours continuously without a break of at least 10 minutes unless the meeting resolves to extend the time before a break.
I'll second that resolution to carry on.
Me too.
You've got to move it.
I'll move it.
Okay.
I'll move it. Let's just keep going.
No need more chocolate.
Okay, all in favour?
I thought you were trying to move it. No.
Against? Carried. Okay.
Right.
So
okay. Back to the boy races.
You can continue.
Hey, Ange, can I just interrupt a minute there?
Yep.
Are you able to contact Sue Milner and perhaps ask her to make inquiries about those flyers too?
Yeah, sure.
Because I know that Cambridge is facing an increasing problem too. And I'm sure they'll appreciate it if you share that information with them.
Yep, sure. Happy to do that.
John. See ya.
Flyer for boy. Cool. Right, so boy races. So there is still ongoing stuff. I've spoken with Brad, and we sort of talked about, what we could do out there, and we talked about the possibility of putting in some gates. However, it's freedom camping out there, so gates potentially, could be a bit of a problem. I don't know, has anyone else got any other ideas? Personally, for me, on the gate front, it could possibly work. I'm sure there must be other places for freedom camping where you might have to get a key. I know it's a bit inconvenient, but especially through the winter, it wouldn't need to be done in the summer, because the residents are telling me that when there are people there, they don't bother, they don't have a problem. It's just in these quiet times when no one's really camping down by the lake that it gets really out of hand. But yeah, I don't know if anyone's got any other ideas or just what we could do, because it's not nice. And the fact that they're starting to leave dead animals, like they were showing me the other day photos of dead deer and pigs, and it's gross, and they're wrecking the blooming toilets still, and yeah, it's just not great.
Yeah, thanks, Ange. If I can, through the chair. We do have a project there already, looking to put a security camera down there, one which is a wide-angled one to capture the offences that go on, but then also one that's number plate recognition as well.
Yep.
So yeah, we have thought about gates, and that was our original plan, was to try and put a gate in there, but it becomes quite complicated, as you said, with the freedom camping. But also in terms of the dead end there, we'd have to do quite a bit of road works to widen it to be able to move some of those big camper vans around if they did get down there and find it was closed. Plus, there's also quite a few avenues off the direct road there that the four-wheel drivers can get down into. So that is quite problematic. There has been a delay to the project because the teams are working hard to try and get a solution where we can bounce it back to the same system that's obviously linked with ComSafe at the moment. Unfortunately, due to the lack of coverage of fibre and cell phone coverage, it means we can't get a good bounce back. So we're going to have to capture that data on site and retrieve it manually. But there is a project in place for those cameras.
Cool. Just on that, I was talking to Terry Johnson the other day, and he was, because I said something to him about it, and he reckons that we could get cameras that would be good enough to pick up the drivers, so you could actually identify the drivers, because I think I mentioned to you they're changing the number plates, so your ANPR cameras aren't probably going to be much use when they're using fake plates.
Cool, thanks. Yeah, I'll pass on to the team because I think they're looking to link with Terry and a few other projects anyway. So cool.
Yeah, so it just might be worth talking to him. But I just wanted to raise that and just keep it on the table, especially in light of what Susan said the other day. And then just on to this next comment, I have now received a letter from Ryan and Constable Ryan Fleming and Senior Sergeant Dave Hall in regard to what the police require, and I'm just not sure exactly how I clarify this. Again, I'm just putting it on the table because I'm getting a little bit confused in that I was informed by our member of staff that we didn't need to change the bylaw because police already had the authority under the Land Transport Act. But I just wanted to clarify here for Community Board that what police can do under the Land Transport Act is, yes, they can, and they do have authority if they catch the person in the act. What we were trying to do is, by getting the bylaw changed, was to enable the police through the Land Transport Act to be able to pick off some of the bystanders and the ones that were causing nuisance. So again, it was really, I just wanted to pop that in there to update you all and to clarify that difference. So what I was proposing to do was to send a copy of that and I've done it to Brian. I was sent it to Brian, to Graham Pollard, and to Kieran. I've gone and forgotten the lady's name, Diana, for our legal lady, so that they've got a copy of that information, just to make sure that something hasn't slipped through the cracks. So that was that. CCTV, yeah, again, back on the Terry Johnson thing, as a result of that Ramraid meeting, I had a chat to them, and Terry was saying he's put in a lot of cameras that could be used and save us putting in extra cameras. So I would like to make a recommendation that we recommend to the Chief Executive that he considers advising staff to conduct a full assessment of community cameras and their capability and compatibility conducted prior to the new batch of cameras that we've just been talking about being installed. An example of this is Ohopo. We were talking about putting a camera out there, and Terry was just telling me that he's already got cameras in shops out there that would capture the pedestrian crossing that they're going to put in, and there's an ANPR camera already lined up to go out that way somewhere. And there were a number of other places around the town that he said, oh yeah, we've already got a camera there, or there's some ANPR cameras, for example, out by Pukeatua and Parawera and places like that. So it could potentially free up other places that we could put cameras, and so I just would like to make sure that that one definitely is taken into account. So any comments around that?
Yeah, thank you. Just wanted to speak, but Dawn Ingalls had spoken to me, so we had a discussion this morning on this very issue, and they are recommending at the moment that we go send all this information back to the original committee, as a committee, and discuss the locations so that we get a much larger view of just what is going on, so that we just don't put cameras up with not coordinating and cooperating with everybody. So you've got a group already, a CTV camera group, haven't you? And
Yeah, but we hadn't included Terry and
well, that is nothing to
Simon.
do. This is nothing to do with us. That's your job to do and co-opt whoever you need. So that's for the group to co-opt, us to just say that we recommend it goes back for consideration and where other locations are at. I think that's where we should be. And just to put another figure in, the figure that they're offering of 300, I think it was, is still there, but it will possibly have to be taken out of tranche 1 or funding. So that was a consideration too. So there will be a couple of issues there.
Okay, so if no one's got any objection, I'd like to move my recommendation that we recommend that the Chief Executive considers advising staff to conduct a full assessment of community cameras and their capabilities, because what you're saying, Lou, that will tie in with that. So if I can move it, I'm happy to move it if anyone's good to second it.
Jill, second it. All in favour? Against? Carried. No, that's cool. You want your abstention noted? Okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Right, well, that's taken care of, really, isn't it?
The second one is a non-issue, isn't it? Because they had they put in temporary asphalt, as Brian said this morning, on that piece of Sloane Street. That's going to be replaced in October with permanent seal. We'll have it closed for 5 nights with a detour put in going down Park Road, Cove Road. So that's under action.
Yeah. Oh. So I'd done my report before I knew that. So, and we said that we wanted to put it in for the next one. So I thought that'd be better. Yeah. And then finally, last but not least, there's a whole heap of these heritage signs that have gone missing. I know some of them have been gone for a long time. So Brad, did you have any luck with this? With finding out where they have gone?
Sorry, Angie. Following our previous conversation a month or 2 ago about the missing heritage signs, we've had been working with staff to try and establish where they've gone, because there was a suggestion that staff remove them. So I've searched high and low for a staff member that knows anything to do about them, and no one does. So so it could be Heritage New Zealand that have maybe taken them. So we might need to link in with them to see what they know about it. Because
surely they would have said something, wouldn't they? Surely they wouldn't just come in and remove signs and say nothing.
These signs were funded by them. So they've sort of driven that project all along. So maybe they would have let us know, but at this stage we're unsure of that. So we'll try to link in with them to see if they know anything further. Otherwise, it's going to be a case of having a staff member to go around to do a bit of a recce to understand what is and isn't in place still. But yeah.
The Christie Ave one is actually there. Sorry, I thought that one had gone missing, but it's definitely there. I had someone check for me and said that one is there. But the St. John's Church one's gone, the Mission House one, and these ones have gone quite recently.
Right. Yeah, so at this point, I don't have any further update, but there's no budget from our point of view at the moment to replace them. And just from a staff recommendation, we probably would recommend against doing a call for it sign, because these could be in place for a while and they can deteriorate quite quickly.
Okay.
So, and it's not very good plastic in their environment.
So okay, so how could we best go about getting something done about that? Okay, you haven't got a budget, but because all of those heritage signs are pretty had it. A couple of them you can't even read anymore either. And it is, it is a really important part of our, we're doing all this, we're talking about Te Arawai and, the War Memorial Park and all of this, what do we call it, wayfaring signage or and storytelling and things like that. And some of those really important things like Old St. John's, it's, you know, it's not there for anybody to be able to easily access. So, yeah, I don't know what do other people think about it. Is it not, is it important? Is it, you know, is this, what could we do to try and
Jill.
get
So-
that information back?
So Brad, if Heritage New Zealand do produce the signs, do they do that at their cost or our cost?
So previously it's been at their cost in terms of the installation.
Okay, so maybe,
I think we have done some
Yeah.
renewal of them in the past ourselves as well. So that's why I think the next step is for us to go
Yeah.
and have a conversation with them and just understand what they know about
Yeah.
the missing ones. And then
and they, I mean, it could be anybody to remove them with the vandalism that goes on, but maybe they will just produce some new ones at their cost. So
we can definitely.
I'm sure you'll get
request
onto that
at
pretty quickly.
At that stage as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Good on you.
I think it's that's the best option. Is as you said, Brad, there's no budget for it, so there's no point in putting in temporary ones that aren't
Well,
going to
I'm very
survive.
against temporary ones because they won't last.
They won't last. So,
It's not worth the effort or funding.
no.
When do we get some budget? Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, after
All right. So
So what was the result of that? Because I couldn't hear, I could just hear.
okay. Basically, it is to see what Heritage New Zealand has can come up with, and
Okay.
temporary signs aren't considered to be worth the expense, and there's no budget anyway.
Okay, all good.
So
It's been tabled,
Yep.
so it is a concern. Cool.
Yep. no, that's cool. Lovely. We need to have somebody receive that report. Thank you, Lou. Oh, God. Yeah. Anybody? Yeah. Jill. You want to go home, eh, everyone? Yeah. All in favour?
Aye.
Aye, good. Carried. Okay, Treasury Report. It says 5 minutes. Received.
Yep.
Okay. Lou, and seconded Jill. Okay. Just bearing in mind that it's nearly 27 grand less than that. So that's all right. And we've got the triennial elections, local body elections. The continuation of the community board working group. We have to decide whether or not that continues or it is left up to the incoming board to
Not quite true.
well.
So
Oh, that's what I
technically,
thought. I
at
thought it was a
the
good
end
story.
of this triennium, which is around October the 8th to 13th, depending on when the this community board ceases to exist and the new community board begins. So this is just carrying on this working group so they can continue their work until the new community board can meet to decide what it wants to do. Otherwise, this working group would cease to exist.
Just through you, Chair, this is something that we do with the Joint Committee on Civil Defence. So we continue to operate until the new people are appointed and actually assume in their role. So this would be a similar sort of situation, I would suggest.
So effectively, what I'm hearing is option 2, that the We Are Te Amiru working group is not discharged. Happy with that, everybody?
Yep.
Moved Lou, seconded Kane, all in favour?
Aye.
Against? Carried.
Boom.
And what have we had last meeting of the triennium? Oh, no, we haven't. We've got reports for members attending meetings on behalf of the Cambridge Community Board. I don't think anybody has, so that's yeah, Te Amiru Community Board. Who's attended what? Brad, have you been to anything lately? Lou?
Not a heck of a lot, just urban miners. You were there as well as I was, and Ramrad, and we had a bit of a tidy up with Russell Easton on the Climax engine. Just a few things on that, and other than that, I think I'm pretty much straight up and down there.
Cool, thank you. Susan?
Yeah, I haven't been doing anything. No, I pass it on to Jill. It's my husband. He's become very good at putting up signs.
Jill?
I just want to say that the fitness program that I've got going for the kids is going better than I'd expected at the moment. So that's really, really cool. Last week went so well because the goal was to have the kids who couldn't afford to go anywhere, and also the ones that to get them off the streets and not cost. So there was a lot of children going to the popcorn park after work, after school, getting into a bit of trouble. So last week I had 3 from there come, and this Thursday there's going to be an extra 20 because they were so delighted with how good it was, because they were scared to come before that, thinking it was a bit silly. So yeah, they've contacted me and said they've got at least another 20 coming. So I'll probably have about 35 kids this week. So it's just getting those kids off the street, showing them there is something more to life than just hanging around the streets, and it's not going to cost them anything, and they're having a lot of fun.
Jill, can I interrupt for a minute there?
Yeah.
Can I say I was a bit of a skeptic about this? I'll be honest. I thought this is not going to work, but I have been proven wrong, and I'm really impressed. Oh, really well impressed. Well impressed.
Yeah, well done. Kane, have you got anything?
No,
Sorry,
nothing.
I interrupted you.
Sorry, Jill, have you finished? Yep, Ange.
I've just got a couple of updates. So the survey, the Who Are We Te Awamutu survey, closed off with 715 respondents. So now the hard work begins in collating all of that information. Just wanted to let you know that the last round of household batteries that Jill also helped collect came to a weighty total of 119.4 kilos. So we're just waiting for the bill for that. And then I did pop out to Pokuru and caught up with some residents, and I just offered them a little bit of support around fixing up their hall, because they're looking at fixing up their hall. So I suggested that they got hold of the lovely ladies out at Puahui, and what else were they talking? And they raised that targeted rates thing again. And then the other thing that I've just been doing in the background is not so much a meeting, but just trying to follow up on this wattle issue. And I've been back in contact with Shane Tiroki and just checking out what support we might be able to get from local iwi and hapu around the Kekapuku maunga, to be able to hopefully find some funding to get something done about those wattles before they really become a big issue. But that's pretty much me, I think.
Jolly good. Lou?
Just with the batteries, and we really want to congratulate everybody from the urban miners, because, you know, they're doing a great job. And as I say, I carried those things. God, they were a fair weight. You walked away and left with that bucket. But yeah, it was, we put them on the back of my car and the front wheels came off the ground.
Yeah, I was going to say Lou drove out.
Front wheel drive. But on all jokes aside, I think I'd like to recommend to the next committee that we continue this process, because I think it's a great community effort.
It is,
and it's getting a good profile.
Working.
The only thing I'd like to see is far more advertising on the boxes for the community board, and something put in the paper to advertise the fact that the community board is funding this and putting this. This is coming out of our funds, but we're not doing enough in that.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, what's a community board?" I said, "Well, of course, we're taking your batteries for free."
Yeah.
Do something like that.
Yeah,
get a bit of mileage out of it.
Yep.
Well, there is signage on the battery thing, and we hadn't advertised on purpose because we're struggling to keep up with the blasted things already without telling people about it.
Yeah.
It's okay, Ange, I'll go again tomorrow.
And doesn't
need to get my
advertising in the
buckets
paper
back.
a waste of time? Didn't we hear that? No.
A waste of time.
Okay. All righty. Item number 18 is the late item, the discretionary funding application from the Rotary Club. For they are requesting funding of $6,000 plus GST to assist with the organising and planning of the 2022 Rotary Christmas Parade. As it's been pointed out, the board, the Rotary Club doesn't have sufficient funding to do it on their own.
Point out to everybody that the 10,000 in the ANZ term account is a locked up account. Okay, it was set aside for a deposit to actually offset any major charges that they had against them for insurance and other things. So that is actually sort of left as a sacrosanct amount. You'll notice that their operating deficit was $7,087. Okay, so with the 10,000, and they only had an equity of $22,581. So they don't have a lot of funds.
No.
I have just realised that my stepfather is the treasurer
Oh,
and
no,
he's
he
just
is.
signed these off. So I probably should just move back a little. Not that there's anything
You have
real.
conflict of interest, haven't
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. I've just realised having opened that late item document.
Yeah,
So I'll just.
So you'll move away from it.
I'll just speak a little bit to the fact that having organised things like Anzac Day and Armistice Day and a lot of other things in the town, I do know how hard it is to get these things off the ground. The council is covering at the moment most of the plan for the traffic management.
Yeah.
So we cover that off. However, the operational costs, I think, are going to be quite high. So I'd make a suggestion to everybody of the original figure that they had was $4,000. And they've gone on up to 6, I say, but they did have another sponsor that they were tentatively moving towards.
Shouldn't we be in PE if we're discussing the finances?
Well, we can, although they don't know, is it? Yeah, okay. I don't know whether you
But
have
this
it
is what we
Actually out beyond.
I thought we decided we didn't
Yeah.
need to because it
Yes, we
was in
did
the
that.
budget, which has been
It's just a
published.
budget.
Yeah.
And you raised that fact yourself, Mr. Chair. The
Yeah.
fact that they'd actually said that they only wanted 4,000.
4,500.
500.
Well,
4,200.
where do you get the 4,200 from?
I thought it was 4,200. I've lost the thing now because it's I closed something.
It's got course deal. If you have a look
Yeah.
on the budget,
Yeah.
the Rotary
Yeah.
Christmas Parade,
But
Was
that's
it 4,200?
21.
yeah, 4,500.
4,
Oh,
5.
4,500. Sorry, I can't read.
That was the budget for
Ignore me.
2021, and yeah.
I just closed
The,
it because I opened that other thing.
One issue I have, I support the Christmas parade. It's a great day. I've been involved with them for a number of years previously, way back last century, I think it was. And yeah, their budget is $7,100.
That's correct. Yeah, 7,000.
I don't think that we should be supporting or funding prizes. So I would be taking $800 off our requested figure.
Might I say, I've noted the $800 for the prize money, and surely for something like this, businesses will donate prizes. And also there's quite a bit for advertising in the paper, and I've really tested this out in the last few months, and people do not read the paper. They need to put it on Facebook or on shop fronts, but the newspaper advertising, it's just not worth it. People do not read the paper. So
I'm sorry, Susan, but yeah, prizes for $800. I noticed that too, Richard. I thought, you know, surely shops will donate something rather than have to do it like that. But it is a fantastic, Christmas is my happy time of year, and I think it's wonderful that finally we can get this done.
It's not a case of the prizes being sponsored or whatever. I just don't think it's appropriate for us to spend public money on prizes for an event that somebody is, some organisation is running.
And if they have, through you, Mr. Chair, just the fact that they can actually look at perhaps the community board for funds for, say, you know, running it, but they also think they have to look at local people, retailers, to support it, because everybody benefits.
Yeah.
If you have a parade, everybody benefits, even the RSA. We all benefit.
They've changed the date this year too, aren't they? They're going to not do it on the Saturday, which to sort of keep in with, were they trying it on the Sunday? Is that the plan still?
No.
Weren't they? I'm sure that somewhere along the lines, I might have that wrong, but I thought that there was talk that they had decided that they were going to change the time so that it worked in better for the retailers. Maybe one of the retailers told me that.
Alrighty, so shall we do this the same way as we did the other
Well,
lot?
how does it add up if you take off? So if you're saying let's take out the prizes, say, I know that's 7.
They've only asked for
6.
Well, no, but I was just deducting things from their total expense. But also, should we not be looking at their budget where they're saying Te Awamutu Community Board 4.5 and assume that they're getting a sponsor?
That's the figure I think we should be looking at. Minus $800.
Okay, you started off, Luke.
At 4,000.
4,000?
4,000.
Cool.
3,000.
Can you put that on the microphone, please, Jill?
3,000.
Okay.
I'm going to take off 800 off the 6,000, so 5,200.
Ange.
Yeah, I'll just go with the 4.5.
I will go with 4. Where are we at?
4140.
4140.
4140.
Good.
Make it 4250.
There's a generous jump. I don't know how that works.
Sounds good.
Well, you pull 1.5.
Couple of questions.
Make it a round figure anyway.
4150.
Yep.
Happy, Ange?
Yep. Yeah, that'll be all right.
Okay, cool, lovely. Okay.
So, Ange, you've missed out on chocolates tonight. Sorry, I'll drop some in your letterbox.
Oh, thank you.
We've still got we've still got something else. Oh, the last triennium meeting of the triennium.
We've got to accept the minutes. I move that we accept that the chief executive passes and confirms the minutes. You don't have to. It just passes it on to it, doesn't it?
It just happens. That's it.
That's it. We don't have any say.
Yeah.
No, it just means the minutes aren't verified by the community board, is it? So, no. Yeah. So that, yeah. So you understand how that works? Lovely stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Richard, just very quickly before we close, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody. Over the last 3 years, I've really appreciated your hard work, your dedication, your enthusiasm, going the extra yards when you've had to. It's been my pleasure working with each and every one of you. For those of you that are restanding, I wish you all the very best. Hopefully we get to sit around the table again next time. But yeah, a big big thank you from me. Really appreciate everything you've done for me, with me, and that we've done together. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, yeah, thank you, everybody who's I've worked with, not only this board, but all the boards and all the staff, because yeah, the staff are the ones that know more than I do. And yeah, and I appreciate your work, Ange, because you do really get involved in things, and yeah, you've done a hell of a lot of work. So thank you everybody, and good luck with the elections.
I'd like to say thank you to you, Richard, and Latoya Penny. Did a great job tonight. So thank you very much for your time and effort. The one person I'd like to recognise is Karen.
Yes.
Karen has done a sterling job for all of the community board. And I'll say any community, any community event needs someone like her behind the scenes. So you've done a great job. Here.
Yeah, here, Karen. Thank you.
Okay, do you want to comment, Karen, at all? No?
Thank you.
Okay, lovely. Okay, well, I will declare the meeting closed. It is still Tuesday, is it? 9:35.